Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show. Wanna laugh, Valleycast.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, can I go now? All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final Valleycast of 2020. Yeah!
The final Valleycast ever.
This is it. We're out.
We don't know what's going to happen. There's like a 50% chance that, like, with the nature of the world, that could be a true statement. So who knows? How was Christmas, everybody?
Don't be vague, Joe. We're terrified that we won't be able to do this for another year.
Do you see the bags under my eyes? Do you see the...
Yeah.
Christmas was lovely.
I hope everybody's holiday was lovely. Whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or any of the other ones that Americans can name. And
the conjunction, if you're a conjunction celebrator,
yes,
congratulations.
Yeah. What does Nexium? What didn't Nexium members do during Christmas, you think?
I think they branded each other with Christmas trees. They're like the Christmas cookies.
They all share kisses all day under
the Leader Supreme
kisses on the
had
lips.
Leader Supreme had a Christmas tree brand, and then everybody else had a different ornament brand, and then they would all go around and decorate the tree.
Yep.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
Joe, did you watch the Nexium? Did you watch any of the Nexium documentaries?
I have not, and I'm not sure why I've avoided it. Just probably because I was like, I just want to keep the negativity away. There's enough. I'll find some positivity.
You know, it's like it's one of those things though where you're like, this is really awful and sad, and these people were victims and taken advantage of by a powerful, terrifying man. But it, you know, but
They're
then
also
you go,
a lot of them are super stupid.
yeah. And
Like
and
a
so-
lot of them were like kind of dumb.
Yeah.
You can tell right out of the gate that like they were
Yeah.
just targets. They
Yeah,
were
'cause-
marks.
And that's the thing,
Including the guy Mark, who was probably one of the stupidest people, who is like made himself look like a hero in the Nexium documentary, and like kept glossing over the fact that he was complicit in almost every bad thing that had happened, and made his wife sleep in a dog bed on the floor the entire
Yeah,
time
my
to
God.
prove his dominance over him.
yeah, I
Pretty
don't need
great.
that in my life.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing, Joe. Like, you learn those things, and you're like, "Damn, that's crazy! What a way to spend your one chance on this planet to like try to powerfully lord over people, make a little harem of women, and make them do whatever you want." And then like, it's a slow. To me, it's always like this is about sex, right? Like all these cults are either about sex or power. And a lot of the times they're one and the same, and it's hard to tell which one is dominant. But for this guy, it was like, if it was about sex, he was playing the long game, dude. And he was really playing the long game for sex. Am I right, Elliot?
For sure, Steve. I think you're 100% right.
Yeah. But here's the thing about it, Joe.
Wait, is that because he wasn't boning right away?
He wasn't boning right away. He was kind of
Wow.
like, he was like, first of all, look at me, worship me, look at how awesome I am. Look at how normal it is that I come around and kiss you on the lips. And look at how honored everyone is by the fact that you're seeing me kiss other people on the lips. Now you want to be kissed on the lips. And then it was like
I
this,
did.
like,
When I watched it, I was like,
I mean, are
somebody
you
better
kidding
kiss me
me?
on the lips.
yeah,
I was like,
wonderful. Exactly. And it's just nice. And he just normalized all this like really strange behavior, like talking incredibly close
A kiss
to your face.
is just a warm hug for your mouth.
I think he just like groomed all of these people, and it took a
Literally,
really
he gave
long,
him puppy cuts.
totally. And then it got to a point where he was like, hey, he would like send these like secret correspondence through his admirals or whatever the fuck he called them, and they would send these secret correspondence to the ones that he really wanted to have sex with, and they would be like these messages that were like, well, what was his name, Kevin, or what
I'm forgetting. I'm
I can't
blanking on
remember.
his name.
but they were like,
Dale.
he wants to have a secret or a one-on-one session with you. And you're part of like a secret tier of the cult. And it's like, all right, well, here comes the sex now, right? And so that's where the sex comes in. It takes a really long time, and you gotta work your way up. But here's the thing, Joe. It's not necessarily like a depressing documentary. Most cult focused documentaries kind of do seem like, man, like when you get down to the bottom of it, you're like, these people were just easily influenced and were taken advantage of, and it's really sad. But the silver lining is most people figure it out before it's too late. And then you're like, yay. And then, so like, there's a happy ending to a lot of these, I think.
So
what documentary did you watch?
Christmas was good.
I think you should watch it. But anyway, the reason why I brought it up at all is because in the Nexium one, because we were talking about kissing, he just kisses everybody on the lips and it's so weird. But in the documentary, they like, I don't know if I talked about this, but in post, they added like the kiss sound because they don't.
That's funny.
And you don't notice it unless you're like really listening for it. And
excellent observation, Steve. Excellent.
The reason why I observed this is because, you know, they're
so funny.
They're using footage of like Nexium, like BTS stuff and like seminars where like he had a camera crew following him around to get like the ins and outs of the cult or whatever. And a lot of times they're not using that audio. So like a lot of times, you know, and you can't hear conversations that are happening across the room because nobody's mic'd up or anything. It's just like literally someone walking around with a camera at a party. And so you'll see him like far away, just give someone a kiss on their lips. And you'll hear like this clean microphone right up to your mouth, like kiss sound. And it's like, nah, you guys are adding this in post. And I don't know why. It's like you want it to be more pronounced that he's kissing people on the lips. And I felt like that was kind of like driving the story.
You should go in, do a supercut, and like first you like at the beginning of the video you make a little like minute-long social video for Instagram or Twitter where you just tee it off and you're like, did you guys notice that they do this in this documentary? Here's some examples, but then I want you to re-voice over the kisses and be like, mwah, mwah, mwah.
Just ASMR kisses.
Yeah. Just, like do 2 real ones at the beginning of the video and then just go off the rails until
all right. You know what?
Tone.
I'm gonna do it.
I think it's really funny. Christmas, back to that, was good for you both. I know you were by yourself, Steve. How was it?
Well, Christmas Day was wonderful because I woke up and I watched Wonder Woman 84. And which we can talk about if you want. I started watching it at like 9 a.m. right when it popped up.
And 3 days later, it was over.
Well, I had like a Zoom call scheduled with my family because we were going to do like a big Zoom Christmas where we like opened up the gifts we got for each other on Zoom and stuff. And it worked out really well. I got to hang out with my nephews and talk to them about shit. And I gave them the Santa on a Panda thing.
Oh, cute.
That
Good.
Todd sent us.
From Toddland.
From Toddland. And I told them emphasis on the song. There's a song that goes along with it. And so, but they're just, man, the kids are so cute and they loved it. They just, you know, when you have nephews, you just shower them with toys and you want to be the best uncle. So you want to get them all the...
Not nieces.
Nah, fuck the nieces. I don't have nieces.
Nieces just get sloppy kisses on the mouth, you know?
Yes,
that's
exactly.
Nieces get stitches.
Yeah.
Nieces get stitches.
Yeah, sewing kits is what he means because they're women. But yeah, it was nice despite the fact that this is my second Christmas spent alone. Last year was like sort of by choice. I could have gone to Hawaii and I'm such an idiot for not going. But I was like, it was my opportunity to spend a Christmas alone. And I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. And
this will never happen again.
Yeah, I was like, next year I'll go to Hawaii and I'll be great. And then, you know, unforeseen circumstances. But I decided to stay home just to be safe. And it was really nice, man. I played video games and I smoked a lot of weed and I watched movies and I hung out with my family. And it was very nice.
You were 14. Great. Elliot, how was yours?
It was beautiful. I had a great time. I will say I've never seen, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, but it went under my radar. But on Christmas Eve, I saw the Muppets Family Special or Christmas Special. Have you seen
Muppet
that before?
Family Christmas?
Muppet Family Christmas, yeah. And it had me just in nieces or stitches, sorry, the whole time. And, but truly, it was so funny and so Christmassy, and I can't believe I missed it. But it's like It's late to talk about it now, but for anyone who's listening, if next year rolls around and you want to feel Christmassy, it's on YouTube. But I found it through Hank Green's Instagram because he commented on how it's ripped. It's on YouTube. It's like the only place I guess it's available, and it's ripped from TV. And at the end, the credits start rolling, and all the Muppets are like SNL waving and everything. Yeah, and then a voiceover for like the 11 o'clock news comes on from 1987, and it's like, what do you do with a doomed baby? Do you sell their parts to help other babies? And so it's like really late at night, and like it's Christmas Eve, and I'm like, I know it's coming, and I can't wait to hear it. And like clockwork, it came, and I was like, this is the perfect way to end Christmas Eve. So it was all lovely.
The clickbait coming in hot on the news back in
right, 1987 clickbait.
Yeah,
doomed.
Click
a
baby.
Doomed baby.
If your baby has a cold, should you sell its organs to other babies? Let us know.
Not
terminally
ill, doomed.
Hank Green's commentary on that moment was also very funny, which leads me to want to talk about, like, I haven't seen. It's not like Hank Green and John Green ever went away in any capacity.
No.
They're basically like forefathers of everything that we're doing, and also of expanding it in different types of ways. But even saying that, I've never seen like a weird online internet creator resurgence quite like I'm watching with Hank.
That's amazing.
Hank's like re-big again in an online video capacity in a way that I think is better and bigger than what he was before, connecting to a even younger generation, like in a really cool Bill Nye the Science Guy type of way, but also very funny, and also isn't afraid to say fuck while he talks about smart shit, and I love it. I love what he's doing with TikTok.
Is that
and
TikTok?
Instagram and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's
It's TikTok, but he'll like repost it on Instagram. Yeah, I commented on one of them like a week ago, and I was like, Hank Now .0 is my favorite Hank. Like, he's on top of his game for sure.
Well, that's the thing. It's like YouTube changed. They didn't change. They were doing the same shit, but the whole YouTube thing changed, and so they were just like, all right, well, we can't do the YouTube thing, and they kind of like they pushed away from VidCon, right? Like they kind of backed away a little bit.
They're not. They don't. I think they sold it to Viacom.
Right.
And they're just like in a different type of capacity. But even what he's doing on TikTok was never what he was doing on YouTube and stuff back.
Right.
In the
But
day.
what I'm trying to say is that he moved from the evolving YouTube thing being like not so much, and then looked for a new way to kind of like.
But he's still there too. Anyways, I just like what he's doing. It's
really
bite size. It's digestible. I learn every single time I watch one of his things, and I'm also entertained. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Joe, how was your Christmas?
Yeah, don't skip
laid back. Super laid back. We played board games. We watched Soul, and we watched Wonder Woman. One of those was okay.
I stopped watching. I really like Soul. I did stop watching Wonder Woman about 10 minutes in, because it looks like it's set in the 80s. I'm stupid.
Yeah. And it's actually more of a gimmick than anything, because they don't even lean into it at all. It's like
not a great movie.
It's just a gimmick. It's like there's no
really.
There's not even any 80s music. I was like, where's the 80s music? If they're leaning into this 80s thing so hard, where's the fucking 80s music? Anyway, I was bummed out by that.
I'll finish watching at some point. Love Soul though.
No, don't finish watching it. Just listen to us talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to worry about spoilers. But people who do want to watch it, I don't remember anybody being excited about it. Being like,
I think everybody was excited about it, but then there was like, oh,
really? I haven't seen online what the reaction is.
Belabor the hate. Like there's a lot of hate. I don't want to belabor the hate too much. It wasn't great. Especially you thought it would be an improvement from the first, and it wasn't necessarily. But I will spin a positive out of it, and I was talking to Steve about it. I believe so much in the on-screen chemistry of Pine and Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
They are so good. I fall in love with them as I see them fall in love and like indulge in each other. And I think they could do a Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks slew of like, You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle romantic comedies, and I would be on board. Bring back the 90s romantic comedies with those two, and I'm in.
Yeah, that's a
I
great
agree.
idea, Joe.
That's it.
I think you
Soul
could
was
also
great.
bring back the 90s romantic comedies with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan again if we're just
That's
throwing in
also true.
requests. I would love another one. I'd
guess
love
I
it. You
never-
got mail too.
I never thought I'd actually say that. Well, maybe I thought I'd say this, but like if we could just like push through the 80s nostalgia, because I love it, and we could keep doing stuff like Stranger Things and stuff like that, and I think that'll be fine. But like I think this is proof that like the 80s gimmick isn't really like, I don't know, maybe we're over it. Let's move into the 90s now. Let's do some 90s shit, like Elliot was saying.
Hyper colors,
We'll bring
Encino
in,
Man.
like the 90s, but like we'll bring in 90s rom-coms. We'll like do those again, and we'll have Gal Gadot and Chris Pine
Is
being.
it Gadot?
It's Gadot, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
See,
Waiting for Gadot.
I don't. I made a note not to learn anything before the new year.
My New Year's resolution is to not learn anything.
No,
in
yeah, I was
2021.
like, I don't want to learn anything else in 2020, and now I've already broken it.
So yeah, we were laid back. It was nice. It was like, I think if a lot of families probably felt this a little bit, but we've all been stuck in the house for a year, the apartment for a year, and Christmas was another day of being stuck in the apartment, and I think that affected the cheer a little bit, just because it was just, hey, we've been doing this forever. Same with the Christmas break
Little
for the
routine.
kids.
Yeah.
Little routine, but it was still nice. We had a good time. I was impressed with my daughter this year. She got together all her humble scraps of finances, and she bought presents for everybody with her own money.
How
And
the
she got
hell
me
is she
this-
getting money, Joe? Are you?
I know.
putting her to
Are
work?
you watching that paper trail or?
I have paid her this year. Yeah, whenever she jumps into a brand deal like on Instagram, I pay her as if somebody that is being paid. So she realizes she shouldn't be screwed in this industry.
And what kind of really quickly, Joe? Sorry.
Yeah, real quick, Joe.
What
if
kind of
you don't mind.
401k are you providing her?
Are you doing any sort of health insurance, or is it just straight up flat pay?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely
All right.
not.
Okay.
It's freelance. She's a freelancer.
And
anyways,
just yes or no pension?
absolutely not.
Okay.
Sorry,
And
no.
you own the rights in perpetuity if you get value for these deals.
Yes,
later?
I can repurpose them on any platform in any way that I want.
That's a good question.
Both advertising and entertainment wise.
you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if she needs anyone to talk to, she knows who to call.
Yeah.
Steve.
I also get I threw it in the contract, and it's not maybe typical, but I also own her holographic rights for the rest of time. So
Okay, let me write this down. Let me write this down really quick.
Yeah, you got that, Steve? All right.
well, that's a
And
good writing sound.
HOLOGRAPHI.
Fuck, I fucked up. Does anybody have an
That's
eraser?
good. Yeah, I got an eraser right here.
Thanks, man. Let me have that.
Steve, you're dying. You're underwater. That's a good sound. But anyway, she bought very thoughtful gifts for everybody. She bought me this Nintendo
Oh,
64.
cool. That is super
Ah.
thoughtful. I was
went
just going
to
to compliment
Etsy.
on it.
Yeah, she went to Etsy, and it was handmade. She also went to Etsy and had somebody make a handmade Dream Warriors T-shirt
Oh,
for
I
me.
saw that.
And it was just like thoughtful, and it was sweet of her, and I was really proud of her in that capacity. Wow. Which
Yeah.
was good, because I need that as I watch her totally be a teenager and battle my wife on a daily basis. in a
Moments
way
of,
that I can't even comprehend.
Yeah, moments of thoughtfulness on Christmas. You can't get anything better than that.
Yeah.
That's nice. Did you
So it
guys
was really cute.
Did you make a good meal? Did you have a good Christmas meal?
I made a London broil in the Instapot the night before.
I thought you couldn't travel during the holidays.
And look at you go.
Ah,
You guys want to
Goodness.
see
Foggy
what I
look.
got?
it's okay.
You guys want to see what I
Yeah,
got
what are
for
your
my
guys'
brother?
favorite gifts?
Whoa,
Check
what
this
the
out.
fuck is that?
What is
It's
that?
It's a lamp. For those of you who aren't seeing on the video, it's a lamp that's very modern looking. It plugs in using a USB, but the way you power it,
Those
is
go
you
in your butt.
These go in your butt. You separate these, and it turns off,
Oh, so it's like magnetic
and then
connect.
it goes magnet. Yeah, and you can reconnect it.
Wow. So it connects the two sources via magnetism.
Yeah, magnetism.
What happens when you
yeah.
put a third magnet into the equation? Have you done that yet? What happens
I
when you put
wouldn't
it in the
do that.
microwave? Have you done that
I
yet?
wouldn't.
No, I'm gonna shower with it and see what happens.
Here's
and
the
then
deal.
Go
Nice.
from there.
I like
If
that.
if Elliot adds another
Magnets,
magnet
man.
in
How do
there,
those work?
he's gonna travel through time, and I don't want Elliot to be the first time traveler because he'll fuck shit up real bad.
It depends on if I go to future or past.
That's true.
I guess that's true.
That's true. That's very
Do you
true.
think if everything you know about me, I'm gonna travel into the past?
Well, I don't think you have a choice. I don't.
I'll be going into the future to
What
get
if you
some
don't
lotto
have a
numbers.
choice? What if you don't have a choice?
That's a good point. Then yes, I will mess everything up.
Elliot, talk to me about that big ass book that Grace got you.
That is a book called The Red Book by a guy named C.G. Jung, who makes a cameo in the movie Soul for a moment, which was really cool to see.
I thought about you. I was like, Elliot's gonna love it.
I loved it. My brother texted me and told me, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see it. But yeah, he went a little crazy in the early 1900s and wrote this big book that he asked people not to publish because he was worried that it would make people think he was crazy. And then
Way to honor his wishes.
Decades went by, and they decided by committee and democracy to publish it. His ancestors did, and it's just a really cool book.
Capitalism.
It's very capitalism, exactly. And
It's like when the Michael Jackson estate was like, we gotta release these songs that are real bad just to milk a little. That he never wanted released.
He would want them out. Yeah, he wouldn't want these demos that aren't good. Yeah, so it's a very cool book, and it's got like a bunch of neat pictures and translations, but it's referred to as his encounter with the unconscious, and it was after he broke with Freud. And then they published it just in this really like facsimile version with a translation at the end. And it's the first book I've ever owned that I'm scared to touch too much with dirty fingers. So I'm excited about it.
I know, isn't it
been reading
interesting
it.
when you get a nice big book? You're like, I don't know what to do with this. Like,
I know,
I'm gonna ruin it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then I got Grace her cheeseburger stool. And yeah, that was the big haul. Yeah, a bunch of good
did
stuff.
that big red book come with a dust cover?
Thank goodness it does. Yeah, but that's what you saw if you saw the photo. It has a nice dust cover on it though. It's a cool one.
I don't take a stand on many things, but man, fuck dust covers. I hate them so much.
Yeah.
I hate them.
What a weird
hate them.
take.
Hate them. They make me so angry.
I get it.
They're so inconvenient.
They're flopping around.
They're flopping around. They don't.
It keeps
Books are meant to be dusty. Books are meant to be
the
dusty.
dust off your books, Joe.
Fuck a dust cover.
Well, you're right. No dust cover seems like it wants to be on the book either. It always looks like it's dying to just get off the book.
I'll tell you what.
It's like
though.
an arranged marriage between two people that want
It's like,
nothing to do with each other.
They put the on here. I gotta do it. Yeah. That's why
It's
you go
not
soft
additive.
cover. Yeah.
I like a dust
but yeah,
cover
love it.
with the author photo in the flap. Because my thing is
Yeah.
if I open up a book that I think I want to buy and then the photo of the author is ugly, I won't buy it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why,
Steve, what was your favorite
That's why
gift?
Steve's never read any Harry Potter books. Hey-o.
No. And it's not that she wasn't unattractive. I could just tell she was ugly on the inside. And that's what kept me away. I got a lot of really fun stuff that I was not expecting. I got Alana sent a care package from Hawaii with like Hawaiian treats in it, like things that I love.
Kona
from
coffee?
Hawaii. What's that?
Any Kona coffee? Or the
No,
macadamia
but
nuts?
It's that good fucking heroin that you can only get on the Big Island.
From the top of the hills? The
Yeah,
top of
she's-
the Big Island hills? Yeah.
actually smuggled
Big Island
it-
black tar.
She smuggled it in this little pineapple that has a zipper back here, and that's where the heroin was for me. And I was like, "Holy
Wow.
shit, girl, you're crazy."
Shouldn't have to go too far to get that.
You did have a good Christmas.
I did have a good Christmas, and then I had another good Christmas the next day.
Yeah.
But
Then I had a horrible post Christmas.
and then I went through the past 10 Christmases the next day. But no, it was so she sent me all these delicious treats, and then my mom gave me these, like, I guess she made these like ET pillows.
Oh my goodness.
So she gave me. I don't know
Can't
if
see
you
it because
hang on,
you're in
let
an
me-
aquarium.
Hang on, let me turn off this thing.
There you go.
Yeah. So here's
Look at that.
yeah.
She made
Wow,
that?
Those are like sheets that you used to like sleep on when you were a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And so there's this one, and then there's this one, and I'm trying to think of which one to hump first. I think this one's a good one.
What do you
You
get
guys
out of
watch
that?
Big Mouth, right?
What do you get out of that, being a pervert? What do you get out of that?
I can't help it.
Your mom gave you that.
I mean,
That is true.
she knows.
She's watching this
she
right
knows
now.
What's wrong
what
with
I
you?
do. She knows what I do. She watches my shit. She watches everything. She knows more about me than I'd like.
She
you guys-
should open up a little Etsy. She should do a little like. Sell
Oh
some
man,
stuff.
dude, she's just like a maniac with crafts and sewing and things like that. She certainly could, yeah.
Do you guys have New Year's resolutions?
No.
I don't think anybody's gonna make any.
My New Year's resolution is
making a
to
bunch.
make it out of 2020, to get out of 2020. To escape it.
I get that. Yeah. Oh man, so many people are gonna be so
Yeah.
disappointed when it doesn't feel different at all.
It never does. It never does until something really good or really bad happens. Then you're like, oh, it's 2020 all over again.
Well, when
Or,
it's,
like-
things are good too, it's like you don't know that they're good because you're all calm and peaceful. Now, the 2020 has just been so loud that even if 2021 is quiet, I think people aren't going to notice that it's objectively better, even if it is.
Like if
That's my-
somehow nothing happens. Yeah. If somehow like
Just
no-
quiet.
then
Yeah.
I think that would be wonderful. It would be like, right? Like imagine if
Yeah.
we got back to the news cycle where it was like, you know, is your doomed baby good for harvesting organs? We get back to
Yeah,
that
stuff
news
like that. Like,
Baby.
if we could get back to the era of source-fed-ish news, that would be great.
Yeah.
Where only Florida is crazy.
Yeah.
Just
The
Florida.
good old days.
That's it. My only like the one that I have in the back of my mind is it's not clever and it's not it's very
No,
typical.
none of
It's-
mine are,
I'm
yeah.
just like screw it. I'm just gonna try to find the time to get back in shape, go start running
Yeah,
again and stuff.
same.
That's a good
That's it.
plan. Got to drop
That's
that quarantine 15. They say, they say.
I don't even know if I did that. I don't think I got that 15. I just think I just got like more just a amorphous version of myself, and I don't
Yeah.
want to be that anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
was
have some
telling
padding.
Alana, like, at least when we were working at the office, we'd take those like really nice walks around the neighborhood sometimes. And I was like, just eliminating those out of my life has like been a serious detriment to my health.
Yeah.
Just because it's like that was like an every other day occurrence where we would like walk around like outside together, and it's just like, man, I need to figure out, I need to just like go outside, just like throw clothes on, go outside. Like watching Soul to me made me like, as soon as the credits rolled, I was like, I'm putting pants on, I'm going outside, and I'm just gonna listen to music and look at the trees and look at the sky and just appreciate life and get out of my box of an apartment. It just really inspired me to be like, I think I just need to go on more walks and enjoy life a little bit more outside of the technology, outside of the Black Mirrors.
Yeah, so many people, I think, in our age group, adults, really enjoyed Soul. Did kids like Soul?
It's a great
I
question.
think-
It
I
was
think-
pretty heady, Joe. I've been wondering. We were
Very
talking about the
heady.
same thing, and I don't know. I don't know what the consensus is.
I think that if you put little colorful jumping around minion like characters and shit, you get kids at least looking at it. And I don't know, like it's a cartoon, right?
My
Like,
kids were pretty like, meh, I don't think they'll ever watch it again. Well, at least not now, but maybe later.
well, that's
I appreciate
that's
that,
just
yeah.
racism. That's just racism, plain and simple.
For sure. What was the lead character's name? Let's
Jamie
call him
Foxx.
Hal. Let's call him Hal. Ben Meckler had one of my favorite tweets about it, where he was like, trying to envision a kid asking for a Hal toy.
Yeah, but I was trying to envision a kid asking for a toy of the old man from Up. I think Pixar just makes these like, you're always going to get some character that's like maybe not the best main character, but there's always going to be some cute sidekick that's going to keep the kids laughing and kind of entertained.
I do think it would be funny if they started making toys out of the lost souls that like wander the
Yeah.
sand and make little plush dolls, but then you're
Like,
like, here's your lost soul, and you could give that to a kid. That's pretty funny.
I just
Oh, you know what they would do? I got it. Here, if I was at an Imagineer with Disney, that's such a great idea, Elliot. What you would have a collection of these lost souls, and there's a bunch of these toys out there where if you dip them in water or you clean them, another toy comes out.
Hot
so you
water.
get this sandy lost soul, and you wash it in the bath with you or something, and then it reveals the cool toy or
you
whatever.
can make him
And
out
it
of
could
a
also
bath
be like,
bomb material. Yeah.
and it could also be like souls from the past, like Jung and all these others, which
all
would be
the
really
iterations,
fun too.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and so we'll be the fresh new creative guys in the boardroom, and we're dressed exactly like we are with all these Disney executives, and we're like
Wearing jeans.
we're like, you make it out of a bath bomb, and then the inside is the beautiful thing, and then you learn what your personality is. Maybe kids are gonna love it. And then someone in the other side of the room is like, well, bath toys lead to potential drownings, and so we can't do those.
Do you guys just want to like put everything on streaming?
Correct. Correct. Yeah. I just like the thing that made me the happiest about Soul was that you've got the like afraid of living, afraid of dying, like kind of like thing going on, and you've got those two like personalities hanging out together, and one of them is like the whole time like my life didn't mean anything and look at all this boring shit I did and I'm not great, and then the other one is like I don't want to go out and do all this great shit, and then they learn that like you don't have to go out and worry about doing great shit. Living life in any kind of capacity is as great as being like a fucking philosopher or whatever. And I thought that was such a simple, beautiful message that shone through very well. And even if your kids, Joe, who are unaffected by terrifying horror movies and obsessed with Fortnite, if they weren't specifically into it, there are so many kids, I hope, that are like feeling the fear of going outside or feeling the fear of becoming nothing and seeing something like that and feeling comforted by it. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, even
What's
if,
nice is that if the go ahead
after
Sorry.
you, Joe. Yeah, no, go for it.
I'm probably gonna say the same thing. I was gonna like it's just if they're not seeing it now, it's nice to know that when they do start feeling those feelings or are able to make the connection, that thing is there for them
exactly what I was gonna say.
to go back.
Exactly.
It's getting in there on some level.
And unfortunately, it does seem like there isn't much for like a kid to want to go back to unless they're super into like music or like into like existential crises. I don't know, but like but I'd hope that someday Disney Plus just has like the Pixar Gold collection or something, and then kids can just like go back through all the old Pixar movies and be like, well, why didn't I like that so much as a kid? And then you're like, oh shit, this is like mind-blowing lessons here that like I wasn't taking in. We've all gone through that when we grow up and we watch a movie we didn't quite understand as a kid, right?
Oh, for sure. And it goes both ways. The ones that you love that you don't love as much now. Elliot, you described it perfectly. It's heady. And I think maybe I'm not giving kids enough credit right now, which is a typical old guy thing to do. But it's what's nice about the movie, the more we're sitting here talking about it, is that it doesn't talk down and it doesn't dumb itself down. It's very smart, and there are some just like onion layered jokes in there in moments, especially with the curvy little like representation of existence gods or whatever the hell, the fates, whatever we want to call them.
Yeah,
just a lot of smart fun
quantum
stuff.
like quantum layers or something that I'm appearing in a form that your human feeble brain can actually comprehend, and it's just everything's one single line. I thought it was a really beautiful like visually beautiful film. I did think though that the comedy was a little lacking, especially with like I think they really wanted the accountant guy to be a lot funnier than what he was, and it just didn't land. But I did like the pirate dude, the new agey.
I loved that guy.
That was great.
Which Graham Norton was the voice of that guy.
Oh, is that who it was?
Okay.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you guys think maybe one of your New Year's resolutions might be to cook more meals at home?
I'd love
Possibly.
to.
I
Elliot.
wish there was like a service that would help us do that.
Well,
I just
let's
never.
listen to-
I don't like going to the grocery store, Elliot.
Well, let me tell you guys something. This is the ad portion of the program. With HelloFresh, guys, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store. It makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable, and that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. I didn't know that. Congratulations, HelloFresh. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or less. HelloFresh offers 23-plus recipes each week. What is that, like at least 24? Featuring a range of flavors, cuisines, proteins and ingredients, so you'll never ever get bored. Eating healthier has never been easier with low-cal, carb-smart, vegetarian, and pescatarian options every week, and no matter what you choose, every single recipe is packed with fresh produce sourced directly from farmers, so you can cut down on your grocery bills, and HelloFresh offers the flexibility you need with customizable orders every week. You can easily change your delivery days or food preferences and skip a week whenever you need. HelloFresh's Easy Eats offering has tons of quick and easy meal solutions like oven-ready and 10 to 20-minute meals, perfect for your busy schedule. All right, now we've all used HelloFresh. We love it. You love it, guys. If you've never tried a meal kit, it truly is wonderful. It really is fun to make. It takes usually about half an hour. For the ones that I make, I currently have a rack of ribs from HelloFresh defrosting on the kitchen counter currently because they have that kind of stuff, and you pop it in your oven for like 45 minutes and you're good to go. It's so delicious. Joe, what do you think?
You know what the good part is about it that I love? When Daniel told us we were going to have this for an ad read, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to ad read the hell out of that.
I'm sorry.
It's daunting at first. You see all these ingredients that you're like, ugh, I've never used any of this before. I've never prepared. And then you make it. You get over that hump, and then you make it, and you feel like a cuisine god, and it tastes delicious. And you're like,
delicious.
I just took all that fresh stuff. And it proves to you that, all this pre-made stuff I don't need to do, and I have the capabilities to make this stuff. It's great.
It's very inspiring. It makes you feel good as a person. Yeah. And so,
Yes,
guys,
does.
if you're interested in this very good ad read for this product that's very good, we can help you out even more. You can go to hellofresh.com/Valleycast10 and use code Valleycast10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/Valleycast10 and use code Valleycast10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. Okay, that's pretty crazy. And it's also
great.
It's America's #1 meal kit, guys, and I would be proud of that too if I was HelloFresh, so I can understand why they're emphasizing me saying that a third time, okay?
Congratulations, HelloFresh.
HelloFresh. Anyway.
So good. So good.
So good.
Okay. I sent you guys a text over the break, and I wanted to do it. I'll talk about it one more time on the podcast, and just kind of reflect on 2020 from a Valley folk standpoint, because it's so easy, especially going through a year like this, to kind of forget some of the cool things that we've done. And I think it's a testament to Kevin and the people we've worked with, and you guys, and most of all the fans that have stuck with us through 2020 and the insanity of it, to just kind of like reflect and say thank you for allowing us to do these things, because it feels like at times we were sitting here, we're not doing enough because we're all stuck at home, but we did a lot this year. We did so much, and I wanted to say thank you to you guys and also the fans for helping us do that. And it started off with going on a dope tour at the beginning of the year that feels like it was 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's crazy how long ago it feels. Yeah.
And I loved it. It was so much fun.
Oh, I was going to say that was the last time we all traveled, but no, you guys traveled since then.
I took a little quarantine drive, but yeah.
I went to London.
Utah.
Yeah, I definitely traveled right like the week after, I think we got back from the tour.
So that's fresher, probably, going to London rather than being on the tour.
Because it was so surreal. It was like the very last time. Yeah, no, it was a long.
Dude,
and then Hawaii, yeah.
I have a memory of being in the Guy Fieri's like trash heap restaurant at the
right
airport.
At the beginning.
At the airport.
Hey, here we go.
Just waiting for Joe and with our bowl of bacon.
Yep. We asked for a bowl of bacon
with a spoon, and then Joe showed up, and we were all just kind of like, all right, here we go. We're about to go on a tour. In my brain, I was like, God, so many flights. And now I'm just like, I want to go on so many flights. It's just so different.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was a very successful little jaunt. But to your overall point, Joe, yeah, it also seems like every time this little thing that we got going looks like it's gonna go away, something happens that keeps it going, and movie game is the most recent and obvious example of it. But it's very interesting that it's sort of like I feel like we're a basketball that keeps getting alley-ooped into the basket. Like it just keeps getting, we land there eventually.
I keep describing it as defibrillator pumps.
That's the first sports metaphor I've used in like 20 years. So thanks for making me a part of this.
Well, we're not gonna go down without a fight, damn it. And I think we've got the tools and the know-how. We've got a great audience behind us, and that constantly surprise us. And we take all these big chances and we put out all this stuff. And a lot of things are just kind of like throwing caution to the wind and hoping people like it. And it's just worked out. And it's very sobering and strange and something to reflect on when the new year comes around, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it started with the tour, and it kind of ended with this Kickstarter, and that's kind of the bookends of 2020 for us. But so much cool stuff happened in between as well. Steve, you produced the hell out of that Cats RPG, which was a big deal, and it was different, and I think super creative. Feels again like 2 years ago. Kevin destroyed what I would consider destroyed in a good way when we were doing your show remotely for so long. I think he made some of the most engaging like quarantine Zoom edits that I've seen out there, from like the late night hosts all the way down to YouTube content.
I mean, he
did a great job.
I agree.
With it.
I just love that, because there's so many editors that you can give a bunch of footage to, and they'll just linearly throw it all on a timeline and then give it to you. And you're like, this is exactly what we thought it was. Thank you. And then you give it to someone like Kevin, and you're like, oh my God, you went somewhere we never thought you could go. And it's a million times better than what we thought it was going to be.
Yep.
And he's so good at that. And we're just so blessed to have someone that's like, they've got that drive to want to make something so better than what they're looking at. And
having fun. You can tell he like imbibes everything he's
Yes.
doing with so much care and love, and it's like, okay, that's so, and it allows us then to feel comfortable with the nonsense because we know we're handing it off to someone who is going to make it better than what it would be.
It took a while to let the surprise of him constantly surprising us with really good edits of our decent stuff, and then once we got the hang of it, then we learned to expect it, and now we expect it of him, and now it's too late. He's too deep in that we just expect even greater things as we go along.
It's he's got a superpower. It's because he's not just an editor. Kevin's a storyteller, so he's able to take bits and pieces of just like, here's 20 people for a movie game where there isn't a story and there isn't a narrative, and he weaves together 3 narratives through a movie game edit into and tells a story somehow between disjointed clips. And anyways, very grateful for the young man.
And in addition to being a good storyteller, he's a very just like super attractive, like really good looking.
Yeah,
he's got a good raw like energy about
sturdy
like
shoulders.
Something about that's got some kind of like, I don't know, blood flow.
And even though he looks like a 12-year-old, as soon as his body catches up with the normal growth of a human, he's gonna have like an Elliot transformation. I feel like if you look at early source-fed Elliot, you're like, who's that woman? And then later on, you're like, whoa, this guy is a hot hunk.
I was a worm woman.
I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, Elliot source-fed was a Pixar character.
Yeah. I was the bare soul that hadn't put enough sand on yet. The lost
smooth
soul.
lines, like you were more like, you were skinny but you were rounded edges. It was crazy.
Yeah, you could see the idea that a person that soul could one day inhabit a person, but it was going to take a while.
Yeah, you looked like the goo that fell off of like somebody in an Alien movie before it like cloned up and became that new person. You were still forming. Like your edges were still getting defined.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, in every way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just like I want to shout out the cool things that I'm really proud of this year that we did and the audience really stepped up for. The fundraiser for the BLM movement, I'm really proud that we did that, and that was
100%. That blew my mind.
Really great live stream, and again, that's the community. So thank you to the community, and thank you to the community also for stepping up and turning out for our voting. Not challenge, but the thing where we tried to get everybody to get out and vote and register. I'm proud of those two things a lot because those echo outside of us. And
yeah, we were 3 for 3 on audience engagement goals, like by a long shot with the BLM and then the voting thing. It's like every time, like and then boom, it like explodes. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I mean that's a testament to the audience that's stuck around since SourceFed, the audience that stuck around this year more than it.
Not all of them though.
Else. So thank you.
And the ones who didn't do it, then that doesn't apply to you. So.
Yeah, if you didn't do it, you should be like, whoa, how did I miss that? And also maybe you should think about like who you are as a person, like at that point.
Yeah, maybe your New Year's resolution should be to head on over to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk and start. It's time for you to show up. Basically.
Or maybe like even simpler, like maybe your New Year's resolution should be to just like listen.
Just shut up and
listen.
Just like listen,
You're right.
Zip it up and listen.
Yeah,
you know
listen.
what I'm saying?
Open your ears, for God's sakes.
Close your eyes and give a little listen.
Open your ears. We have a Patreon.
So yeah, anyways, 2020, a lot of cool things, a lot of fun videos in there that I think we forget we made. There's a lot of stuff, and I went back and kind of perused it.
Yeah, Joe, I got to give you a shout out because you texted us this like super long text that was just like a list of all the things that we did this year, and it was such a necessary thing to see, and it was so wonderful that you did that. And I really appreciate you doing that. And I just wanted to thank you and give you a shout out for that, because that's a wonderful thing that I wasn't gonna do, and I don't think Elliot was gonna do that either. But I
didn't even see the text. I don't even know what you're
I'll look back through my stuff. I'll go back.
Yeah, I'll guess I'll go through.
But no, it was wonderful that you did that, Joe. It was a needed thing. It just really helped a lot during a time when I was feeling kind of like, I just don't like. What do we do? Like we have Santa Steve as kind of like the last big piece of content before we move into the new year. But like, what's the next thing? Like, what are we doing? Like in next year, are we gonna like fucking make a movie? Are we gonna make a TV show? What are we gonna do? And
we're gonna finish a board game first.
right. But I was thinking like all of those things on that list really, really count, and I think it kind of connects back to Soul in a lot of ways. And in Soul, they were like,
we made Soul. We made it. We did it.
We just needed to listen to Soul, because Soul was saying, because humans are just constantly striving for better and bigger and the next big thing. And what's the next big thing? And it's like, yeah, but look at all this shit we did. We deserve to take a deep breath. We made it through this fucking pandemic along with so many people. I mean, I don't know. I can't say we made it through, but we've made it through, and we'll see what happens when this vaccine starts to roll out. But against all odds, we've just put all of our efforts and our work, and we've picked each other up while we were down, and we've raised each other up while we're high. And it's just kind of the way that we move and work. And I think if we're focused on the big success, like what's the next big thing, then we're just going to be stuck never being satisfied with what we've already done. And it's not to say that we should stop or anything, or that we're at the end, but it's like we should just be satisfied with where we are, what we have, and what we've made. And I think that's very important for us to reflect on as a company as well.
Yeah,
very
hopefully
well said,
reflection leads to like inspiration,
Totally.
Makes you realize that there's things that you can do. And that's what the Kickstarter and the community that backed that is kind of reminded me, is like, we can do things. We have to be okay with that.
Yeah, you guys just weren't into the idea of like, I was thinking about doing these like pre-portioned like meal kits for people that could like, and you guys were like, that's stupid. There's already a #1 company out there for that. And I was like, all right, I guess it's dumb. I'll go be over here effing myself.
Yeah, but then we listened, just like we were saying.
You're right.
And then we found out that there's HelloFresh.
Yeah, you're right.
So like we were saying, going into 2021, the beginning of it, and that's what I'll be doing here all day, just doing creative, trying to get movie game done. Quick, like little update for that is that we've talked to manufacturers. We're narrowing down who we'll stick with that. I'm like 2/3 of the way through the creative. We're messing with box art and stuff. It's exciting. We're taking steps, and we're hopefully going to be ahead of schedule on all of that. But then there's 2 other cool things that might happen before the end of this year. One is going to start off the year on the 1st, I think this Friday, and that is the debut of Andy Mogren's Pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Dude, I'm
we're
so
all-
stoked about that.
Very excited for him. So go to
can't
I think
wait.
it's youtube.com/movie night. And it's he's gonna debut this thing that he's been working on for years. We're all
Dude.
in it, but he's so
Can I-
good. And it's
Can I say something about the pterodactyl thing? I was say
Yeah.
something. Listen, you said, Andy's been working on this for years, but in the movie is like Noah, who I love dearly. We all love dearly. But I saw
Noah
that
Grossman.
he posted it. Noah Grossman, Noah Smoshman, and I clicked on some of the comments after he had posted the clip of it, and there's all these like kids who are like, Noah, this is like all green screen. Like this is like. Because
you
Noah's like, this is
realize-
like an artistic, like Noah's like really funny about it. He's like, it's like an artistic thing I'm super proud of, and it's like an insane looking thing. And there's so many comments like, Noah, what are you talking about? This is like so many. This is just a green. Like this looks like really cheap and like really green. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like he kind of like yes anded it. But I was like, I was like, they don't understand how. I guess it's like a broken brain thing, but I think it's one of the funniest types of like creating content and most original types of creating content. And I know the amount of work that he's put into it, and just the writing alone is so funny, and I can't wait to see it. And the concept is so insanely stupid that it's an undeniably funny idea. And I was like, I just want to like hit these kids who don't understand, but they'll get it one day. So
Dude, Andy,
it's very sweet.
Andy Mogren is one of my favorite new filmmakers. Like, not even new filmmakers. He's one of my favorite filmmakers.
Yeah.
Because he just makes these things for himself, essentially.
yeah.
Yep.
And he's trying to make him and his friends laugh, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
And I have so much respect for it. And if you've never seen anything, you don't know you can't visualize what we're talking about. If you've ever seen the show we did, Love on the Internet, or what was it called before that?
That's another thing we did. Tales from the Internet this
Was
year.
that
which
this
was
year?
Crazy
I almost
and
said,
good.
I couldn't remember. That was this year? Okay.
Yeah, Tales
Yeah.
from the Internet with all the weird animations and the Elliot Morgans and the weird body morph things. Like, imagine an entire
None of that was
movie-
green screen. That was all me.
No, those are real people. Elliot did all of that, just like Eddie Murphy in
Yeah.
in those movies. But Andy does these like CG creatures and characters and then throws them into a green screen world, and they're like doing this and the background's moving like they're walking and stuff, and it's just, we watched it in VR. Andy showed it to like a few of us, and it was like, dude, I just died laughing. The whole
Oh, you saw it in
fucking
VR,
time.
like the movie theater? Like
Yeah,
the
we
movie
watched it in a movie theater in
cool.
VR, which I think we're gonna do again, which you should join us for, Elliot. I think
Yeah,
that'd be.
let me know.
But it was, his dad's gonna come. His dad's gonna be in VR to watch it
Awesome.
in a theater with us. But,
Oh, I can't wait.
yeah.
Well, it's
just
important to know this
so
was made
good.
because his dad is Andy's biggest fan. His dad's such a sweetheart. Bruce
I
Willis.
love him so much.
And he just really for years was like, when are you gonna make that pterodactyl movie? I want you to make pterodactyl. It's like a passion project for his
Yeah.
dad, and his dad's in it, and
his dad's
it's
in
so
it,
good.
and he's incredible. He's so good. You guys just have to see this shit. Like, I know we're hyping it up, but it's so fucking funny. It's the kind of shit that you're like, I mean, I don't know. This is a huge thing, and I might be just too excited, but when you saw Wet Hot American Summer for the first time, you're like, what am I looking at? This is so weird. I can't wait to show all of my friends this shit. And I feel like Pterodactyl is like that. You see it
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're like, what the hell am I looking at? I can't wait to show everybody I know. We're going to quote this movie forever. Like, I hope this is the one finally that Andy gets noticed for outside of our weird group of friends.
Your interaction
100%.
with Andy in it is so funny and weird.
Goodbye, my friend. I love you. It's like weird shit like that. Yeah. I have this key necklace around my neck that I was like actually wearing at the time, and we just put it into the movie, and it was just like, my dad gave me his balloon key, and it's like, what the fuck is a balloon key? What? Anyway.
It's so good.
Anyways,
watch it because it's funny, but watch it also because Andy's just one of the hardest working, nicest, creative people that I know, and it's worth supporting people.
preach it.
Yeah, I think the URL off the top of my head is youtube.com/c/the movie night for anybody who wants to check it out. But we can also throw it in the description.
Great.
Yeah,
to
and we'll
remember to do.
also be
Right,
socialing the hell out of it too, because we're so proud of him and we're all in it, and we're egotistical.
Other than that, going into the new year, we're going to try to maybe utilize Twitch Sings one more time before it disappears forever. Maybe we can turn that into a little charity stream or something, and that's it.
Maybe we can
That's
get
going into the
Elliot
new
to
year.
spoken word some Weezer or something.
And that's our time, everybody. Thank you for this last.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Come on,
Laugh
Elliot,
at-
it's for charity.
Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I guess if you really want me to, but I don't think it'll be good, and I don't think people will really. Yeah, and now I know that I say no. Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever you.
You know what we
yeah.
should do if we end up doing this? We should be like, if someone donates like $500 to a charity or something, whatever charity it is, Elliot will sing a random song. Like they choose the song, and you like, even if you don't know it, you have to just like,
Steve, stop. He's reverting back into SourceFed Elliot. He's melting. He's melting!
his beard's going away. No.
I'm just wearing a wedding ring.
Guys, again, thank you for supporting through 2020. Thank you
Yes,
for supporting the
Happy
Valley
New
Folk.
Year.
If you'd like to continue doing that or would like to do it for the first time, check out patreon.com/the Valley Folk, where there's extras and bloopers and early podcasts and fireside chats, which are exclusive live streams. We're trying to do what we can to make that robust. And then also the movie Kickstarter is done. However, your ability to order the game is not done. If you still go to bit.ly.com/the movie game, you can pre-order the game. You can pre-order expansion packs by themselves now, all that jazz. And we're going to keep that open up until we do our first production run. And so if you missed out on the Kickstarter but still would like to get it or gift it to somebody, there is the ability to do that, and that will be in the description. The linky poo.
That was such a great, beautiful outro, Joe.
Shrek, what the hell are you doing here, dude? We're in the middle of a show.
He's
You son.
dancing. He's doing a TikTok.
Get out of here, Shrek. What are you doing? What?
Shrek.
This
A
guy's
silly little guy.
We're just in the middle of a show. We're ending the show, Shreky. This is the wrong time to pop in.
My son hasn't seen Shrek. I gotta show him Shrek.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Shrek, what the hell? What are you doing here?